Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to those who are here, to those who are watching on YouTube. We are reviewing game 2 of, I think, 5. Game 1 was interesting. Rogue performed way better than I thought. G2 went for a Graves comp, but ultimately I think that they didn't execute it the way it needed to be done. Wonder picked an insurance policy scaling top lane into Ornn, and I don't think gave Graves the freedom that he needed on the top side of the map, as well as died a couple too many times. So what I'm interested to look at this game is just analyzing the comp and what's different from last time. B, I'm really curious to see if Wonder dies unnecessarily again. I've heard such great things, but just as a non-biased analytical perspective from last game, it seems like he didn't perform that well. It seemed like Finn did pretty decent, actually. I'm interested to see the Caps Larson matchup again. It seems like Larson did really, really good into Caps. So almost solo killed him, just missed that one R2. And yeah. So as we begin,
So far, the bands are exactly the same.
okay, band's same as last game. We have LeBlanc out of respect for Caps. We have Set as the respect for the flex pick because it can be picked support, top, and jungle. Caitlyn banned on red side makes sense. Lucian banned as well. Seems to be the same exact bans as last game, right? Interesting that this is game 2. It's the exact same bans. G2 got ran over by Hecarim last game, and they still chose to give it. That's a question mark to me. How did this get through, and does it perform? Do they have an answer? It blows me away that actually got through, okay? This makes more sense as well, right? In the last game, they picked Callista here. They picked Callista Graves, right? I would assume in this game, and then as a response, blue side got Ashe as well, okay? So blue side had Kate banned away for them, but still got Ashe. That shouldn't happen, and this is a thumbs up. One point for Gryffindor. G2 securing Ashe here. I'm curious what they pick. This is going to be, I would assume. Wait. I want to do. This would, I assume, be the jungle pick. And do they go with Graves again? Do they do something more of the lines of a Volibear / like maybe even Sejuani? Something that maybe isn't the most meta? Do they go with Lilia? Volibear. Okay, that's what I would have thought. Something that's not the most meta, but this is more to how G2 plays, right? They are not going to play around Jankos. Jankos is going to pick a champion that can play around his lanes. As a response, it's going to be either Callista, maybe Jhin, and then a support pick, which I'm maybe they blind pick a mid lane this game. No way. No way. Are they really putting Finn on Hecarim top lane? There's no way. Could they go with Akali? They pick Akali here. So I was wrong about that. Or they pick Akali here because it can be technically flexed, right? In theory, Akali could go over to Finn in the top lane, or it could go to Larson in the mid lane. I don't think it's gonna go top. There's actually no way. And then the ADC pick. I'd be surprised if it's not Callista or Jhin. Maybe Ezreal. Oh, Senna. I forgot about Senna. I like literally 100 forget. I forget about this champion way too much. That's just me. That's just me literally forgetting about the champion. Because in theory, the line is it goes like this, right? It goes Ash, Kate, Senator, Callista, and these two are off the table. So you should pick from one of these. Unless I saw that the Jhin was used a good amount in the LPL. Okay, so here's the response. I'm assuming maybe you pick something like... I actually have no idea what Caps picks here. Maybe Orianna again. Maybe Azir. Maybe it's probably, I wouldn't be surprised, Syndra if it's open. Oh no, they go ahead and lock in support. Okay, so last game, Taric, it was a Taric Nautilus support. Or Taric Nautilus ban. This time they go ahead and they just secure Taric. Maybe just to make sure that Caps gets the blind pick. Okay. So I would assume they target ban the support. Maybe I would guess an Ornn ban. And maybe another tank that Finn plays. Or potentially the support ban. And here I would guess that you're going to ban... Syndra, right? Maybe two of these champs, Syndra, Ori. They actually ban out Nautilus, so or Nautilus first. Orianna, so I'm close. I would have liked to see an Ornn ban here. I think that Finn plays that champion a good amount. But maybe they're just like really targeting the support. But I still feel like there's enough supports to pick. And then here is Azir. So I was close. It was the other one. I guess the 2 out of 3. So then they pick Syndra here. Right? No. Okay. Yep. Yep. Lock it in. Okay. Makes sense. They're going to go here. I would say they're going to go Ornn because it's open, and maybe something along the lines of Leona or Braum because it's open. I think Braum synergizes pretty well, in my opinion, with Senna, so I would actually probably lean towards them picking Ornn Braum here. Okay, I'm getting pretty good at this, which is good to see. This is Gangplank is another good option, but I've heard such bad things about Finn that it surprises me that they don't pick a champion like Ornn. As just something, I mean, they're picking a mechanical champion. We'll see. So then this gives top the counter pick, and I wonder if this is the game. Oh shit, fuck. Right, I remember seeing a game where Wonder went Scion, so and he was playing GP. I'm assuming that's this game. Maybe Camille. It's gonna be Scion or Camille. Maybe something like Vladimir too. I don't know how I feel about Vlad. Yep. Okay, so this was the Scion game. Okay. I like how they are all doing their rune checks, making sure their skins are correct. Okay. So, if we pause real fast and look at this game compared to the last one. I think I'm pretty sure this is the game that finances face off. So I'm excited to actually watch this game. This comp is way more of G2 style. Okay? Volibear is not going to be like the most meta jungler in Worlds. It's going to be more of like the Lilia, Graves, Nidalee, Hecarim, right? Whereas Volibear is a kind of safer pick, but probably not as good. But ultimately, he's playing for caps. He is playing for perks. And Wonder, I have no fucking idea, actually. I wonder if this is just a comfort pick or if this is particularly good into Gangplank. That's something that I just admittedly do not know. Right? Right, like maybe... I don't know. You assume this has to be a good pick into GP because he chose to counterpick. He had 5th pick. He had R5. So Hecarim, if he gets online, like if they get online again in the 2v2, I think it goes over to... Ultimately, as I'm thinking about it, I think this game is going to be dictated by these 3, right? And meaning I think that they're going to be able to play around caps and as a top mid jungle really well, including obviously coming down into the bot lane and it being the bot lane as well. However, I think Ashe Taric should be able to dictate the early lane over Braum Senna. Right, I think if this comp gets ahead, it's going to be way more difficult for G2 to get back. But G2 should ideally, I think, be in the driver's seat throughout the game. Let's go ahead and get started, and let's see what it turns out to be. Okay. Both sides doing a leash on the bot side. I'm really just gonna watching the jungle pathing here. Larson already pretty chunked out, down to half HP. He has a D shield, he should be fine. But I mean that's Caps being oppressive on Syndra. Okay, if we watch the jungle. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm assuming he's going to eat wolves after this. Meanwhile, you have Volibear going 1, 2, 3 to get level 3 and then going red. GP being somewhat oppressive. Okay, so GP... 1, 2, 3. This wave is pushing into Wonder. Okay. And it is 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So right around that 2 minute 5 second, 2 minute 50 second mark, you should have a red flag going up. Yep, that the jungler should most likely be, if he they know he started a leash on blue, so he's pathing up towards the top. You should know this is coming. Burns is orange, but nothing else. That's fine. Okay. So he's going to back and TP. Still has both sums. This gives Wonder the advantage. And Hecarim is choosing... Right, so this is Hecarim's thought process. Hecarim wants to... He knows he cannot get this crab. Okay, his top lane is backing, right? Wonder is healthy, and Caps has priority in the mid lane. So he's just saying, I need to GTFO and go and try to get this bot crab so I don't get double crabbed. I am assuming he's sending messages, communicating to his bot lane to try to shove bot lane in and dictate it so that he can secure the bottom crab. Cap Syndra, super strong. Super strong. I have no fucking idea what the observers are saying, but I'm assuming it's probably something pretty similar to what I just said. As I said, Hecarim goes right for bottom crab to make sure he doesn't get double crabbed, while bot lane is pushing in on blue side to secure that he can get the crab. So, in theory, through this thought process, Syndra should know that Hecarim is on the bot side, right? Because he cleared up here and then didn't get this, so he had to kind of go back. I mean, this is kind of... I mean, I definitely would not be thinking this far ahead in game. But, let's see if it works. Has to burn flash. And still dies. He doesn't have a trinket, it looks like. No, he does. They have vision up here, but not of down here. Yikes. Yikes. Burns flash and dies. Now burns TP, so only misses a couple creeps. Scion. That's what, I thought Scion backed. No, Scion canceled his back, actually. So after they forced Finn's TP, Scion decided to stay, which in my opinion was the right thing to do. And now he backs. We'll go right back. We'll go here. Right, now Scion backs and gets a TP off. TPs, he needs to get the shove off because otherwise the wave is slow pushing it in a really bad spot. Okay, we're almost at 5 minutes and then I'll pause. Okay, that was good by Larson. Okay, 5 minutes state of the game as this seems to have become somewhat of a staple in a tradition. Once again, Rogue got first blood, so they're up a small amount of gold, right? If we take a look, I don't know enough about this matchup to know how it should be. I just don't feel that comfortable commenting on what should be happening. I don't see enough Scion. Jungle seems to be pretty even. However, in theory, right, you've gotten more impact on Hecarim because of the gank. I like the Predator buy, mostly just because, or the Predator rune, mostly because once again you're just looking to play around, I think, like caps and perks. So if you're able to Predator in, get a good Q, followed up by the Cinder Stun, looks pretty good. Larson, pretty good on CS, right? This for CS is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's +2. So in theory, you know, he's really not down that much, and he's up a kill. Bottle Mantle, so survivable in lane. This is a good buy. Getting Mertreads ASAP. Something that I think a lot of lower level Akalis in matchups like this don't take for granted, where they don't value enough. And then if you look in the bot side's pretty even, right? But ultimately Ashe should feel a little bit better than Senna, as Senna's just trying to stack, and her first back will most likely be tier. All of this in Air Dragon is on the map. Right. Blue side knowing that Caps really likes that ward. It's actually a good ward. Right. Most of the times when I'm mid lane, I don't think, and I just drop it in the bush. He walks up a little bit further and puts it here or here. Okay, bot lane shoving in, and they look for a play with Volibear. I would call that not really successful because, I mean, you just got Braum's flash, but the gank topside seems to be equally unsuccessful. And because there's a gank topside, you would think that they can play around Dragon here. But Volibear chooses to look mid instead. Caps is out of mana. Volibear... Yankos. Oh, G2 does not look on form here. Why would they not just go for the dragon? Right, if you get Larson to back out and run up to his homie top lane, why don't you just escort your way down bot? Is it because Ashe had to get a reset off? And then bot was going to have the V8 with the priority? I feel like... Is it because they don't dragon the air soul? That play seemed really weird to me. Really feels like they were trying to force something when they didn't have to. And ultimately they get punished by it. Or for it. Caps. Okay, Caps gets a kill back. Interesting. Oh, Hecarim, dude. Hecarim hits 6 first. JakeNZeus just getting chunked. E to the shuriken back. Nice job, Larson. He still dies, but... Yeah, only thing that's really notable here, right, is now there's a big CS lead. You have 2,500, 2,100, although 2,800, 2,200. So ultimately, even, right, even... 11 CS, a kill, 2 kills, 3k. I mean, a little bit down, but ultimately even. Interesting game. Hecarim chose to get his jungle item this game. I wonder what the difference is. Last game, Hecarim sat on Talisman and went right for Triforce. Here, he finished whatever the fuck this jungle component's called. Stalkers, whatever. Let's see. Dragon's still on the table, which is pretty interesting. It's been 4 minutes. So here is where the top lane dominance starts to come in, right? You have... I mean, this is a big CS lead. I would love to watch ProView to see what's happening with top lane. But you have top lane able to push in, which gives you Wonder the opportunity to go and kind of see what's up, drop some wards, maybe back Yankos up. This is what would have been good to see into Ornn last game when Yankos was actually on Graves. I think they drafted, the more that I think about it, really poorly that first game. Right. Hecarim goes in, is looking to drop a ward. Says, oh, look what I found. Larson goes in. Do they give it to Larson? Looks like Larson does get the blue buff this time. All in the meantime, while Larson is getting the blue buff, did Syndra get a blue buff? Okay. While Larson's getting the blue buff, Cap shoves the wave, and he is now looking bot side. We'll see if they can make something of it. While this is happening, they're getting top side Rift Herald. Ultimately, this dragon should go in the way of G2. As soon as they see this, Inko should... They just don't care at all about the air drag. I've been digging Tarek. I've been digging that champ a lot in solo queue. It's just a little bit hard. I think hard to coordinate when you're in solo queue. Alright, bot lane is shoving in here. They have to look for the drag now, don't they? Hecarim has come down after getting Rift Herald. Jankos looking for the lane gank. Jankos level 6. They back off. I don't know if they saw Inspired. And they're still putting their middle finger up to the drag. Back is stopped. Oh no. This isn't good. You get a quad... Okay, hold on. You get a quadruple TP. We're going to go back here. They stop Mickey after Perks gets his back off. Caps immediately walks back to look for TP. Hits TP. Larson counter TPs. All in the while you have Sion, who has incredible priority over top lane, hits TP first. You wait half a second. And then now you get the TP in from GP. Wunder gets here first. Followed by Caps. Caps immediately flashes. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, Larson 0 for 2, buddy. I don't think GP... Did GP have R? No. Oh, he already used it. I think he got his value. I don't think he got anything from this TP. Let's watch. An auto, an auto, an auto. Literally nothing. He should have just stayed. He already had his impact with his ult. I mean, maybe that stopped them from progressing forward, but eh. And both teams still choosing to ignore the air drag. Okay, wait. While we're watching the replay, G2 finally at 12 minutes 40 seconds decided to get the first drag. So if we take a look, this is the first game where the gold is now even, right? One drag on the side of G2, but meh. Whew. Minus 40 CS. An assist compared to a kill. Right? Here, you're ahead on Hecarim, right? 101, 1 and 2 compared to 001, 1. And you're up in CS. You're just working towards your try, so you're doing good. Ultimately, Volibear's like... I think he will have less impact than Hecarim will. But right now, Hecarim is at a bit of a weaker point. I think once he gets his try, everything is on an uphill spike from there. Meanwhile, you have Larson, who's holding his own in the mid lane. They're going even. Maybe even Larson's a little bit ahead. And then bot lane, bit of an advantage, but Mana Moon completed. It's a cheap item. Ultimately seems pretty even in the bot lane, right? Right now it looks like the top lane dominance should be able to snowball into the mid lane, which should be able to then impact the rest of the map. Another free plate for Wonder. Finn can't do anything at this point. Blue buff transferred over to Caps. Caps now has Ludens. Caps now able to shove it in. So this is really uncomfortable for Finn. Right? This is really uncomfortable for Rogue as a whole at this point. Senna's still in the bot side with ult, so she has some impact here. But ultimately, Ashe is pushing in top lane, and Finn is in a really uncomfortable position where he doesn't know if he needs to go up here to respond to Ashe, come down here to contribute to the fight. If he contributes to the fight with these items, he's really not going to be having that much impact, right? Compared to Wonder, who's there first and huge, right? We'll see. They force a defensive ult out of Hecarim. That's huge. That's good. That's massive. Steal the blue buff for Caps. So if we take a look, GP did say, fuck it, I'm going out. But he didn't. Look at him. God, he's so uncomfortable right now. All he can do is ult to clear the wave. He feels really he feels bad right now. Yikes. He did have flash. God, that feels so bad. They didn't even let him step up for that wave, which they knew that he was going to do. Boom. He does complete Triforce, right? So he has something. Scion's massive. You know, Volibear's having the impact that he can. Triforce is completed on Hecarim. This is good. But he was forced out defensively because of the top priority. As I said earlier, the top gap was able to push in, which put Hecarim in the uncomfortable spot, and he had to ult away for that fight. Take a look in the mid lane. Caps now has a big CS lead. Right, 3 stacks on the Dark Seal, starting to be able to do work. I still think Akali's a big threat, but he's still looking good. Going Leandry's again, confusing. Meanwhile, Senna and Ashe. Ashe is definitely going to feel better than Senna, I think, when it comes to just raw DPS, right, at this point. But that's not really why you're picking Senna, though. You're picking Senna for the overall utility, global impact. But if they were to get into a 2v2 skirmish, my bet would be on these two at this point, with Bork and Boots completed here. You just have more stats on Ashe. at this point while Skin is scaling up. Okay, now G2, we're kind of in the driver's seat. Let's go back and watch this a little slower. Okay, G2 popped the Rift Herald. I think this is a bit ambitious of Inspired. Sees caps is up, but you need to not... I mean, maybe he didn't have vision of them, but that's a little deep. Taric ulti comes down in time. Johan Samba cannot kill Caps. Caps just hanging out in the back line. And ultimately just not able to get that much from the side of Rogue. A bit too ambitious of Inspired. Larson jumps in. Doesn't really get much versus the comp versus Taric and dies. Flash in by Wonder. Question mark, question mark, question mark. One for 0 on the side of G2. Lots of sums used there, though. Okay. Yeah, nice try, Fid. It was actually pretty close. How close was he? 200 away. Man, it wasn't that close. If he would have waited, it dropped to a 50. He was kind of close. But 2 souls or 2 drags secured by G2. Another blue transfer over to Syndra. Or blue secure, excuse me. Okay. What the fuck is this? Okay, Inspired goes in, but they actually make it out in time. what a goofy champion. Ultimately, it looks like they're trying to accomplish the same thing as last time, but they're just not able to. I do not know why they didn't go Ornn here. What was the thought process? I mean, okay, GP is a better blind pick. If you pick Ornn, Wonder can play Camille, he can play Fiora, he can play Jag, all these things. But, like, you're a liability here. You are 50 CS down. You have Triforce and BF. Compared to Wonder's, like, Wonder's just, with his passive, look at him, he has 3.4 thousand health. I feel like it would have been better for them to just pick Ornn. And just deal with a tough matchup and just have Finn take the beating in this game. Gangplank is a hard champion. I put some time into it. Felt okay, but... Inkles goes, no, 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 no. Okay, Inspire goes in as Hecarim. Should be a little deep. He gets punished for that one. Yeah, they're just biting off more than they can chew. End up being a 2-0 for G2. Wonder's fine here. Totally fine. As they try to secure a Baron. I'm assuming they're going to have to turn on them here. Big knock up. Vander's dead. Nope, nope. Flashes out. Wonder flashing in. Why are you doing this, dude? Why are you flashing like that? Red team does secure the Baron. And Finn is dead as fuck. I feel like you even just try to die fast there so that you can be up for drag, maybe? Because ultimately after that, when they have Baron, right, G2 is just going to escort mid. She's going to escort bot. Go and look to get the soul, or to get the drag. Wonder at 4k HP. Okay, Caps tries to get the tower while Jago secures the dragon with perks. Trying to get a couple things at once. I think they're so far ahead that they can pull this off. Inspired and going in again. Able to get off at this time, but just not able to secure that much. Oh, we're going back. Right. They're all here. This is a big ult by Hecarim. Taric ulti comes through, but... Wait, does it? Yeah. Doesn't seem to do that much. Stun gets nobody. But look at the Syndra stun here. QE to get... Oh. All three of them. Caps. That was a great stun. Easy follow-up for the rest of the team. Get bot in him and they rotate out. Finn too scared to stop it back there. Okay. After that, they're just going to escort mid. They're going to send Wonder top lane. Go with 1-4. Wonder doesn't have TP, but it doesn't... I think they should totally be fine. Okay, Baron has expired. Just go get priority of their top jungle. Make sure it's warded up. Then they're going to secure this tower and probably get a reset off. Or actually, they just reset it. What am I talking about? If we take a look, Caps now... 16 stack Magi, Luton, Spellbinder. This is so interesting to me. Leandries. Right, Cleaver is fine, I guess. Right, but like you just don't feel as good as G2 just have a pretty solid front line. Right, especially with Volibear ultimate. Right, Ashe is looking good. Almost has IE. If they had IE, it would be even better. And Syndra is just doing work. Syndra just playing the team fights really well. I think I ended up getting 5 kills, 4 assists. Okay, Inspire going in, but they're just not able to. They're just not able to secure what they were last game with the same idea. And ultimately, as I said, when G2 play around caps and perks, they seem to do really well. Last game they tried to play around JakeNZeus, didn't go as well. Have all 3 inhibitors to get a reset off. They should go down to Mountain Soul. Oh no, they're just going for the end. Yeah, they're just stat checking them at this point. And that's 1-1. Look at Pinoy. Look how cute that was. Look right here. Look at him. Look at him. There he goes. Nice shot. That was so cute. And that's 1-1. Interesting to see the difference in composition there and how it impacted everything. Nice. Yeah, my thoughts at the end of the game. It really is just like if you take it was just game 1 they tried to play towards JakeNZeus. In game 2 they just picked JakeNZeus on a champion that can really enable the mid lane and bot lane, right? As well as I think Rogue made a really bad mistake. I think it would have been better to blind pick Ornn than to try to pick GP because he's a quote-unquote good blind pick because Finn did not pilot that champion near good enough. Sion mowed over him, had priority. Like, Sion dictated the top lane enough to where it just funneled over into the lead in the jungle, transitioning into the lead into mid and into perks and caps. So I think they lose, they lose one more game, and I'm curious which one it is, depending on the composition. If it's the same bands, I'm just going to... Oh, no. Okay. No. We're going to keep it here, then. It's not the exact same bands. I should have waited, so I could have guessed. I'll be right back.